Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today you join me at a film studios on the outskirts of London and we're going to take a tour of the all-new Kia Sorento. I've always wanted to do a tour of a brand new car, so this is quite new for me, and if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know in the comments below. Right, let's go and have a look, shall we? Did you know the Kia Sorento turns 21 this year? It first came out in 2003, and ever since it was launched, it's been a very popular car globally, particularly in the UK. Now, the first one was a bit of a go-anywhere workhorse. It was a bit of a tough off-roader. Have a look at this new one. With each generation since, Kia have refined the Sorento to make it a really appealing proposition for anyone that wants a 7-seat SUV, not just for horsey people or countryside people that might have bought the first gen. The Sorento has always been popular with caravanners, and this one's no different. If you opt for the 2.2 litre turbo diesel, this will tow 2.5 tonnes. The current fourth generation has been around since 2020, and I'm actually yet to review that, but it's a good looking car. I've always quite admired the way they look. This model here today has a refreshed exterior and interior, but most importantly, the range starts at £3,000 less than the outgoing Sorento model. Nowadays all we hear is that costs are increasing, it's seldom the other way around, but with the new Sorento, it is. This new Sorento range starts at £41,995, which is £3,000 cheaper than the previous model. That model started at just over 45 grand. So what can I tell you about it then? Well, we might as well start at the front, hadn't we? Straight away you can see lots of different design cues taken from the EV9. Now that's Kia's new flagship car. We actually tested one of these in the Highlands last year. I was quite impressed with it. Straight away I've recognised these headlights and these vertical DRLs from the EV9. It's a very striking look. We've also got a slightly wider bonnet, which does make the whole car look much more chunky. I do like the subtle flares in the bonnet as well. I also really like the contrasting black radiator grille. It just looks quite imposing. Moving around the side, we've got brand new alloys. They're available as 19s or 20s. And again, it's just a really modern design. It's just brought it back up to date. Back when this fourth generation came out, I always thought, I don't know whether you agree with this, I always thought this rear quarter was a bit Rolls-Royce Cullinan. I can certainly see something there going on. Overall, it's a really upmarket looking car. It just feels quite premium. I've mentioned this with several Kias that I've filmed with recently, but the quality just improves with every single model. They did start out life as a cheaper brand, and they certainly aren't anymore. The quality's up there with the best. This particular model, as you've probably heard, because it keeps kicking in and out, is a petrol hybrid. But it's available as a petrol hybrid, that uses a 1.6 litre petrol. There's also a plug-in hybrid with the same 1.6 litre petrol, or a 2.2 litre diesel. I'm quite pleased that they're still offering this as a diesel, because for this kind of car, it just makes the most sense. It's better at towing, it's better at going long distances between fill-ups, and it just means you can fill the car full of people and things, and then go on a long road trip somewhere without having to wait around for it to charge. It just makes the most sense. All new Sorentos are automatic, by the way. Now the diesel is a 2.2 litre turbo diesel which produces 190 brake horsepower. This petrol hybrid uses a 1.6 litre petrol, and that's mated to a 6-speed automatic gearbox. The diesel uses an all-new 8-speed twin clutch. This petrol hybrid makes 212 horsepower, while the plug-in hybrid makes 249. Now in terms of trim level, this is where it can get quite confusing with different brands, but the Kia, I think, is quite easy to understand. So they do a 2-spec, a 3 or a 4. What I think is really good about the Sorento is that even the most basic spec, the 2, comes with plenty of features, so you won't feel shortchanged. Let's move inside, I'll show you around. In fact, first, I'll show you the boot. So all Sorentos come with 7 seats as standard, and there's plenty of storage. The 6th and 7th seat are really easy to put up, so all you do couldn't be easier, could it? And with the 3rd row seats in position, you still get some boot space. Oh, while we're back here actually, we've got brand new taillights as well. I do like this whole sort of square design. Looks quite modern. Okay, we'll have a look at rear space first then. Nice wide doors. Now there is plenty of room back here. In the back we've got 4 cup holders and heated seats. I also quite like the cup holder design. There's plenty of headroom, plenty of legroom. It's all very nice, really. Something else I've noticed is the doors open nice and wide, so it is easy to get in and out of, you know. What's also clever as well is you get USB-C points in every row. That'll be handy for your kids' electronic devices. There are actually 6 USB-C charging points throughout the car. The panoramic glass roof is available on the top spec 4 model. Even though this has got the dark leather interior, in fact I say leather, it's actually artificial leather, it still feels nice and airy inside. It doesn't feel claustrophobic. I also like the design of the interior. Everything does feel upmarket. Let's head up front then. Straight away, this does feel very similar to the EV9. You've got a rotary gear selector here like you get on most modern Kias, which is quite similar to a Range Rover really. You get heated and ventilated seats, more USB points, plenty of cup holders, plenty of space. Let's fire her up then. There we go. I also love the new 12.3-inch curved display. This is just like you'd get on the EV6 or the Sportage. Even if you go for a base spec 2 Sorento at 42 grand, you still get things like an automatic transmission, heated front seats and steering wheel, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, reverse camera. So even if you can't stretch to a 4, which starts at just over 50, you won't feel cheated. Something else to point out as well is that all Sorentos are all-wheel drive. I love the display of the dash as well, and the use of materials is very clever. It does feel properly upmarket, this. The whole car in general actually does, doesn't it? Something I've noticed as well is that in the back there's no transmission tunnel, so even the middle passenger's got plenty of legroom. On the top spec 4 model you even get fingerprint recognition, so when you buy the car you just pair it to your phone and you don't need your key. So when you get to the car you just put your thumbprint on it or your fingerprint on it and it fires straight up. It's quite a clever feature, I thought. I also like this particular paint shade. This is known as Midnight Black and it's a £675 option, but it suits the car really well. This is probably exactly how I'd spec it. What I would do, I would personally have the 2.2 litre diesel, which you might raise your eyebrows to because I'm not a big diesel fan, but for this kind of car it does make the most sense, and I'd go with a 4 spec. Now that's going to cost you £50,600, but don't raise your eyebrows again, it's a lot of car for the money. I was really impressed with the EV9, but this just seems like a better deal. Not only is it £15,000 cheaper, but you don't have any of that range anxiety. I do think this is genuinely the best of both worlds because you've got some nice styling cues from the EV9, but it doesn't look like a soccer mum car. This definitely looks and feels a bit more masculine. We've also got this Sounds of Nature feature as well, which featured on the EV9, which I quite liked. Although that is a bit depressing, isn't it? The sounds of spring, that sounds cheery. Warmth of winter, what about that? The warmth of winter, I could be in a log cabin in the Peak District with a fire roaring, but instead I'm in a film studios in the outskirts of Wimbledon in a Kia Sorento. Anything from a 3 spec onwards gets Kia's premium audio system. To my ears, it does sound just as good as anything that you'd get from Harman Kardon or Meridian. We've got a reverse camera and a 360 camera. Oh, look at that. AJ, give us a wave. Only got your legs in.
Take a step back a sec, AJ.
Oh, look at that. That's quite clever, isn't it? Very clever. Everything feels really good quality as well. There's plenty of space up front, plenty of headroom, plenty of legroom, plenty of elbow room. You get a nice comfortable armrest with plenty of storage underneath. It would be a really easy car to live with this. I quite like the fact that the climate controls down here, alright, they are touchscreen, but they're quite easy to navigate. At least you get an audible sound to let you know that you've pressed the button. As with all Kias, you get its class-leading warranty, which covers you for up to 7 years or 100,000 miles. Now sadly I can't drive this one because it's a pre-production model, but expect a full review coming very soon. I was just thinking, you know, what else can you buy brand new for £50,000 that offers as much as this? Something like a new BMW X5 will be nearer 70. So all of a sudden this does look quite good value. If we're going brand new, now I know I'm something of a used car specialist, not a new one, but if you were going brand new, I can't think of anything better really, or better value for 50 grand. If you can, let me know in the comments below. I actually can't think of anything that I dislike about it. Now I haven't driven it yet, obviously, but in terms of its looks, the interior and the price, I can't really fault it. So I think that's about it then guys. Thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, see you next time.